General Jackson. It's just been announced in the last few minutes that over 3,000 jobs are to go at one of the country's major manufacturers of advanced electronic equipment. High Sterling plc, based in Gloucester, is to shed the jobs over the next few months. Our business correspondent, Mike West, has the details.
The news couldn't have come at a worse time for the government and the economy. It's yet another blow to the programme to stimulate growth and jobs. The loss of a major contract for Gloucester-based High Sterling plc to supply electronic controls to a major Middle Eastern project is being blamed for the huge job cuts. This is a big loss to the UK economy, and the knock-on effect will be widespread. No reasons have been given as to why the contract, seen as a dead cert for High Sterling, has gone elsewhere outside the UK. But there are unconfirmed reports of industrial espionage. If true, this would not be the first time industrial espionage has resulted in losses to the UK economy. The galloping pace of technology is making espionage more of a potential problem for companies. Today's news will only bring more worries for government ministers and even greater worries to those who are finding themselves without a job.
Do you know where the big money is these days? It's right here, in places like this, where there's innovation, where companies are developing new biotechnologies, aerospace software, energy extraction technologies, and so on. All that intellectual property, it's worth a fortune, and it's there for the taking. Some people make my job a whole lot easier. They're careless. They don't protect what they have. They even give it away sometimes without realizing it. And, just occasionally, someone's there to take advantage and make a quick buck. Okay, let's get started. Just to recap, we've been engaged by a UK corporate client who's tasked us to find out as much as possible about Visolis. We know Visolis invests a lot of money into emerging energies. Their latest research is reported to be looking at storing solar energy through nanotechnology. There's very lucrative business to be made in this field with certain countries. And our client company wants to make sure that they have the competitive edge when contracts start being handed out. So, what have we found out since our last meeting? What have we got to work with? Eleanor?
Well, I've been checking out their Chief Finance Officer, Serena Philpott. Masses about her online, Facebook and LinkedIn. She's got a high profile online. Nothing about her work, but personal stuff about a dance class and book club. As far as we're concerned, I think the most useful thing is that she's ambitious and a bit bored of life at Visolis. She's been posting about wanting a new challenge and maybe working abroad. So I thought I'd try the headhunter approach. So posing as a specialist finance sector agency, I asked for her CV, what sort of salary she was looking for, and created a tempting job offer. Doesn't always work, but happily, for us, she's emailed me from her work computer to say she's updating her CV. Perhaps Nico could exploit this opportunity with one of his specialities. Maybe find a way into the corporate network through her computer.
Bruce?
Right, I've been watching their head honcho and surprisingly got a result almost immediately. Jeremy Lever, Visolis CEO. Lives out in the Bundu of deepest Oxfordshire. He commutes on a weekly basis by train. Likes to use his journey to do some work and often reads documents marked commercial. And listen to this.
Yeah, well, look, I'm going to need those figures by the end of next week so the report can go out on time. As it's a major project, it'll only be seen to hold everyone up. But I don't want accuracy jeopardised by speed. You understand? Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. OK, I'll give it some thought over the weekend. You can get back to me on this number, 07785 386 464. You got that? 86464. Or there's always my home email, which is jplever@ymail.co.uk. OK?
See what I mean? I think our Mr. Lever may be a good candidate for some subtle electronic mugging.
Something else for Nico to think about.
We won't get anywhere with their legal bloke, Richard Steele, a very security-conscious chap. I couldn't find anything interesting about him online, and he keeps a low profile generally. I did discover some local press cuttings revealing his interest in preserving old buildings, but this isn't worth exploiting. He doesn't have a BlackBerry and only seems to use a mobile occasionally to call his wife and kids. But moving on. Here's the Visolis scientist, Dr. Malcolm Morris. Very sociable is our Dr. Morris, regular in the local pub, and he seems a real chatterbox given a chance. He loves gadgets and the latest technology. On Saturday, he bought a top-of-the-range smartphone. He's also got lots of academic contacts from universities, and he seems to enjoy going to conferences. He's been talking to his chums about his latest R&D project, and he's on the lookout for funding and partners. Can we use that?
Could we stage a conference? Invite him to address the delegates? From what you say, he's bound to accept. Or do you think this is too much of a long shot?
Well, we've done it before, and that time we got exactly what we wanted. Setting these things up can take time, though. We might have to call in a few favours. I'll look into it. Maybe have a word with our client. That leaves you, Nico.
Well, I managed to access their accountancy and HR system and their advisory network.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, but I'm missing core R&D data and still can't access the corporate area where they must be keeping the negotiating plans. They've done a security review and seem to have segregated the data. It's just difficult to get in. I'm not sure it's worth going after Eleanor's woman in finance, though.
Why not?
Because her stuff is just not in the air-gapped system.
Air-gapped?
Yeah, you know, like the separate, secure system. You might like this, though. I found Leon Malik.
The head of IT.
Yeah, and as luck will have it, he is a big-time online gamer. And he chats online to a lot of people in the gaming community. So I joined one of the chat rooms and found out that he's got credit card debts of something like 35 grand. And his flatmate has just moved out. Leon's pretty desperate for money. Perhaps we could work on him, get someone on the inside. Could he be our bad apple?
Cultivating Mr. Malik might take too long, but I'll put it on the possibles list. Okay, thank you everyone. So next moves. Nico, you check out the CEO's IT arrangements at home and the scientist's smartphone. Bruce, check out security and the Visolis premises. Oh, and don't forget the trash treasure trove. It's possible they don't shred everything. Also, start looking at the guy with the debts. He might be interested in making some easy cash. Eleanor, start targeting the CEO's PA. Can we get close there? Nico's got into the HR system, so have a look. See if you can find anything interesting. Are they recruiting anywhere for IT, or is their cleaning company recruiting? Perhaps we can get someone inside for the longer game. While you're all doing that, I'll ask my contact if she can help us with the conference idea. Any questions? All clear on what you're doing? Right. Meet back here this time next week.
Me. Yeah, it's all done. Heading back now. Okay.
head of R&D is a Dr. Malcolm Morris. He's leading a research project looking at hydrogen technology.
And you want my help?
Yes, by organising and sponsoring a conference forum which would touch on this topic.
And to arrange for your Dr. Morris to receive an invitation, give a keynote paper, pay for his expenses to attend?
You've got it. There might be an opportunity to target him at the airport and cultivate him at the social fringes of the conference.
Well, it's been done many times before.
And often very successfully. So there shouldn't be a problem?
Oh no, there shouldn't be a problem.
Let's keep this as brief as possible.
Okay, I've done a successful Wi-Fi grab and broken the encryption on the CEO's computer. Didn't take long, found his network in about 2 minutes. We can now monitor all the traffic into his home computer and laptop. I managed to do it while sitting in the car nearby, so this time I didn't have to bother with renting a property next door. And I've also got real-time coverage of Dr. Morris's smartphone.
I've been to the airport. Managed to look over Dr. Morris's shoulder as he was powering up his laptop. His password is the name of his youngest daughter and her date of birth, Miranda 1997. So we don't have to worry about the encryption on his laptop. And he keeps the USB stick in the top pocket of his jacket. I've also discovered some paperwork in the bins outside Visolis. It's drafts of a few R&D documents that were not shredded, just torn into a few pieces and put in the bin. This gives us an indication of their current R&D thinking and likely future projects.
I've been checking out the CEO's PA and head of HR. Visolis is recruiting staff at present. And guess what? I found some very interesting annual staff reports. It's totally amazing what some people think is sensitive information and what really is sensitive. These annual appraisal reports give us brilliant targeting information. Don't you just love open reporting and 360-degree feedback?
Well, things are just starting to get a whole lot better.
That was a great keynote paper, Dr. Morris.
Thank you. It's Malcolm. You can call me Malcolm.
If you've got any product brochures or company information, I'd be really interested in taking some back with me.
Yes, of course. I seem to have given it all out, but I can get some more from my room and get it to you in the morning.
Oh, that's fine. Look, you might be interested in coming to a conference I'm involved with in Dubai in a couple of months' time. It would be a great opportunity for you to find partners and funding support for your new research project.
Well, I'd certainly like to hear more about it, yes.
Have you any plans for this evening?
No, nothing planned.
Well, how about a quick early supper? I know a super little restaurant just 5 minutes away. I'd really like to hear a bit more about your research into artificial photosynthesis. And I can tell you more about the Dubai conference.
Well, actually, the time difference is beginning to catch up with me.
I know how that feels. Look, it needn't be a late night. You could be back here at the hotel by 9 o'clock.
Well,
It's not often you get to try the local cuisine at these international conferences.
OK. Yes, why not?
Good. Shall we?
Yeah. It would be very important as far as the money is concerned, yes?
Well, I'll order a taxi.
Right.
You really shouldn't go out with that, though. There's a lot of street crime in this area.
Oh, well, I'm under strict instructions not to leave it anywhere.
Really, I wouldn't if I was you.
Perhaps I better give this a miss, eh?
Look, everyone else leaves their laptops in their hotel room safe. I do. It's perfectly secure. Be a shame to miss out.
Perhaps you're right. OK, look, give me 5 minutes, eh?
It's worked. We'll be gone in 5 minutes. How long do you need?
I'm so sorry, I've left my wallet in my room. Hold on a minute, I won't be long.
Malcolm, wait!
Yes?
He's coming back up.
Okay. He's on his way back. Oh, shit. We need to go.
Congratulations, everyone. Another job well done.
You know, it never ceases to amaze me just how easy this job can be.
Never ceases to amaze me.
You know what I mean.
He's right. Secrets stolen, fortunes lost. Fortunately, people like us are underestimated by our targets, who just don't realise that we're real and out there.
So what's next?
Well, I'm off to the Caribbean for a few weeks. I suggest you all take some time off as well. There is something else in the pipeline. We'll be moving our setup to Aberdeen. But that can wait till I get back. In the meantime, don't spend it all at once.
Cheers. Cheers.
So, how did it go with Conrad?
As the English like to say, it's been a piece of cake. Their team were very useful and happy with their remunerations.
Good.
Of course, they have no idea that they were helping us. Nevertheless, thanks to them, Visolis can't make a move that we don't know about. It's completely covered. And we have complete coverage of their IT and a friend in their R&D department. In there, you'll find a breakdown of their budget projections for the next 5 years, a copy of their corporate finance data, including funding projections for all new R&D projects, and legal paperwork relating to any intellectual properties they wish to protect. So don't worry, there won't be any nasty surprises during the negotiations.
Well done. My dear, my country is indebted to you.
All part of the service.
So, until the next time. The usual arrangements? The usual fallback?